こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。本日の教材は、サッカー日本代表に関する動画です。ワールドカップ、アジア最終予選の第7節でバーレーンとホームで対戦し、2対0で勝利したサムライブルーは、世界最速、史上最速でのワールドカップ出場を決めています。マイケル・トークスフットボールチャンネルでは、世界最速で日本がワールドカップ出場を決定したことに対し、これまでの経緯や歴史、今の日本の強さや立ち位置、2026年のワールドカップに期待することや、それまでに必要なものなどを話しつつ、日本の状態や現状の結果に満足し、ワールドカップで結果を残すことに大きな期待をしていることもわかります。実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょ
So we have our fourth team that have qualified to the 2026 World Cup, and the first one that has outright qualified, it is Japan, the Samurai Blue. This might be the earliest qualification for any nation in World Cup history other than being the host. I cannot remember a time in my history where I've seen a team qualify with 16 months, 13 months to go until the start of the World Cup, but that just shows you how dominant the Samurai Blue are right now. They are elite people. Let me just tell you this. Second round of AFC qualifiers in the World Cup, of course. Japan, 6 wins out of 6, 24 goals scored, 0 conceded. Now, of course, they were awarded a 3-0 victory over North Korea. And then in the third round, which they qualified just right now, in 7 games, they got 6 wins, 1 draw, 24 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. That is a total of 48 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. This team are on a roll right now. And we haven't even talked about the results they got after the World Cup. You know, beating Germany 4-1, destroying Canada. Like, they have gotten so many good results, Japan, recently, that it was just inevitable they were going to qualify. I mean, shock. They qualified, people. Hurrah, hurrah. But I think it just speaks to volumes of how well they have progressed since 1998. Remember, they didn't qualify for a World Cup since 1998. That was their debut, Japan. And right now, this is their 8th World Cup appearance and 8th straight World Cup appearance. I think massive praise needs to be given to the J-League, the Japanese Federation, and everything about Japanese sort of culture when it comes to football, that it's so integrated about schooling. How do we get the best technical ballers? Because when you look at the team, you look at the Junior Itos, you look at the Endo, you look at Morita, Minamino, Mitoma, Ueda, all of these guys, they are so good technically. Every player is comfortable on the ball. It doesn't matter whether it's tight spaces, whether they're going one-on-one against a defender, they'll beat the defender, and they are just so ruthless. I mean, when they smell blood, oh, they're going to get 5, they're going to get 6, and we saw that in one game. They beat China 7-0. So how have Japan become so dominant? I think it's just every player is just at an elite level. And you look at where the players are playing. Liverpool, Real Sociedad, Augsburg, Brighton, they're all playing at a high level, whether in the Europa League or in Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, Premier League. Back in the 90s and 80s, if there was one Japanese player in the Bundesliga, wow, it would be a shock horror. But now it's like, oh, another Japanese baller plays for Freiburg or something, or plays in Mainz. Oh, yeah, inevitable. Japan are just a conveyor belt of ballers right now. And their team, since the World Cup, I think Moriyasu learned his lesson. Because that World Cup, we saw very defensive football, great counter-attacking play from Ritsu Doyan and these sort of players. But now they have kind of switched away. They have gone now to a back 5, basically with 2 attacking wingbacks, whether it's Mitoma or Ritsu Doyan on the other side. They are just full-on force. So I wonder what it's going to be for Moriyasu when he gets closer to the World Cup. Is he going to stick with the very attacking lineup? Because he plays with the 3 center backs, whether it's Itakura, Mashida, Junior Ito, all of these guys. Obviously, the best case scenario would be if Tomiyasu got healthy, but I don't know if his career is going to be the same anymore. He's just getting injury after injury. So I think Moriyasu and the team have to prepare life without Tomiyasu. And the goalkeeper, got to give a massive shout out to Zion Suzuki. I thought after the Asian Cup, this guy's confidence is dead. The best thing he did was not to join Manchester United. I think his confidence would have been even more shattered. But he made the smart move. Go to Parma, play regular games, and ever since that Asian Cup, I think Zion Suzuki has been really, really good. We, of course, know his ability on the ball, but actual goalkeeping and dealing with crosses, something that he was very bad at in the Asian Cup, I think Zion Suzuki has improved a lot. So Japan, I think they just got all the pieces. They got the speed, the technical ability, the passing, the leadership of Endo, the great number 8 in Morita. I really love Morita. I think he's so good on the ball. I think he needs to take a bit more risks on the ball. I think he's a little bit too safe, but on the ball, elite player. And obviously you have Ueda at striker, who should be now their starting striker. He's done very well. I think his Feyenoord career, a little bit on and off. Let's see if he can now solidify that spot that Santi left. So Japan have everything. They are by far, there is no debate about it, the best team in Asia. That's why when they lost to Iran in the quarterfinal of the Asian Cup, that was a shock for everybody, and they got thoroughly outplayed in that matchup. Sometimes physicality can hamper this team badly, where Iran just put cross after cross after cross and just went long ball, and the Japanese players didn't know how to react. And they are still a good team. They can play defensive football, counter-attacking football, possession football. So if you're just going to sit back and defend against this Japan team, all I'm going to say is good luck, because you're going to get wave after wave of just through ball, one-on-one situations from Mitoma to Ritsudoyan. It's a very difficult team to go up against. And if you look at the history of Japan in the World Cup, round of 16 exit, round of 16 exit, or its group stage exit. Obviously, 2010 was a heartbreak. They lost on penalties. 2014, one of the worst Japanese teams I've ever seen. Of course, 2018, the heartbreak against Belgium. I mean, they were 2-0 up. It was about to be an historic game for them, and they bottled it 2-0 and lost 3-2. And the last World Cup, they were 1-0 up against Croatia. All they just need to do is go for a second goal, but they just sat back and allowed Croatia, a team that are so experienced, the ball, and then I think it was Perisic who got the equalizer in that game. And Japan, yeah, they lost on penalties again. So the key thing for Japan here is heading into this World Cup, and the goal is get to the quarterfinal. This team are good enough to get to the quarterfinal. Japan are the best team in Asia. Could they be a top 2, top 3 team in CAF? Yeah, they can. That's how good they are. Can they go toe-to-toe with some European teams? Of course they can. The Japanese players, and I think it's down to Moriyasu. Moriyasu has to have the belief. It's well and good doing all this stuff in the qualifiers, destroying all the AFC teams. But when you get to that major competition, how are you actually going to perform? That's a question mark we've had about Japan for the last couple Asian Cups, and it hasn't been good. Lost in the finals to Qatar, obviously lost to Iran in the Asian Cup. Now it's all about the World Cup. I think this team is ready to make history for their nation. They have never won a knockout stage game, people. The key is just to get to the quarterfinal. I just want to see this team do well, because they have done so well as a footballing nation and playing the football, for me, the right way. This is not just pure luck or, oh my God, they just have some golden generation. No, they've been building towards this scenario where they are so good in every position, and now it's time to deliver. Moriyasu, this is your last chance. If Moriyasu does not deliver at this World Cup, he should not be manager anymore. And remember, they've tried all sorts of Javier Aguirre. So I think Moriyasu, he needs to prove to the Japanese Federation and to the Japanese public that he is the guy who can lead this team to the most historic tournament possible for Japan. And I think they are better than a lot of teams in the world. Are they like a top 10 team in the world? I want to go that far. Are they probably top 15? Right now, yes. And they have proven it since the World Cup. It's just that Asian Cup was a massive downgrade on their stock. Overall, this team is just a joy to watch. If you haven't watched Japan play recently, people, I would highly recommend it. Now, of course, today against Bahrain, they were struggling in the first half. And then Kubo said, okay, watch this. And then Kubo showed up in the second half. And the thing is, okay, the starting 11 is good. The bench is also good, because you can bring on guys like Daishi Kamada, Junior Ito, and it's still, you're not losing a lot of quality when those impact subs go onto the field. And I think that's what Japan need. They need a good starting 11 and a good bench, because the World Cup obviously is going to have more games, and it's always about the bench. Who can be that impact sub that can make a difference in a game? Maybe Japan now have it. But I'm really intrigued to see, will they keep going with this sort of attacking wing-back formation heading into the World Cup? They now got to get some tough fixtures for October, November, September. Go up against a Colombia, an Ecuador, an Argentina, a Brazil. You can't really go up against any European nations. Go up against Mexico, Canada, USA. Japan need to now test themselves. Don't go up against Guatemala, for example. Don't do that, Japan. What is the necessity to do that? Oh, because you're going to beat them 5-0, 6-0 to have confidence. No. Japan now need to be tested so that they know they can go toe-to-toe with any team in the world heading into that World Cup. And people, I would say this right now, if you haven't watched Japan, fear them. Fear them. This is their moment. I didn't think the 28 team was great. I think they really should have done it, though, against Belgium, considering you were 2-0 up. I thought heading into the 2022 World Cup, everybody wrote them off, especially in the Germany and Spain group, and they beat Spain and Germany and somehow lost to Costa Rica. I still don't know how, because Moriyasu rotated his team. But I think this is now the best Japan team we have seen for quite a while. 2010 team was pretty good, but this team is even better because they got the bench. They got the difference makers in a Mitoma, in a Kubo. If Owade can just keep his form, Japan can do it, people. Japan can do it. And Zion Suzuki still progressing. So for me, right now, and obviously this is not a preview or anything, we're just more reacting to Japan qualifying for the World Cup. I think they can make it to the round of 16. Quarterfinal, that's tough. I cannot put all my eggs into the Japan basket and saying, yes, they will qualify to the quarterfinal of a World Cup. If they do, it would be amazing to see. And also, I need to get a Japan kit. I don't know why I don't have a Japan kit. But let me know your thoughts, people. How far do you think Japan will go at the World Cup? Is it a quarterfinal appearance, round of 16, round of 32? Or is it going to be shockingly a group stage exit? We will, of course, be reacting to every nation that qualifies to the World Cup. So stay tuned for that. If you love World Cup content, this is the channel to be. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Remember to follow me on all the socials. You can find those links in the description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.
次は解説です。少し独特なアクセントと、少し文法が崩れることもあるので、そのあたりに関してリスニングが難しい部分もあるかもしれませんが、基本的に第二言語のような英語の方が、初心者の方には聞き取りやすいと思います。ボキャブラリーは難しいものはほとんどなかったので、また簡単なものが多いですが、本日の解説をチェックしてみましょ
う。And the first one that has outright qualified.
アウトライトは非常に多用途な単語です。副詞として使う場合は、何かが完全に、またはすっかりそうであるという状態を強調し、形容詞としては、ある性質が徹底的であることや明白であることを表します。日常会話やビジネスシーンでも頻繁に使われ、率直さや無条件さを示す際に役立ちます。さらに、買い物の際に、側近でという意味でも使われるため、文脈に応じて柔軟に解釈する必要があります。英語のニュアンスを理解する上で覚えておくと非常に有用な単語です。
And the first one that has outright qualified, and the first one that has outright qualified, and they are just so ruthless.
ルースレスは一切の情けをかけない、容赦しないという意味を持つ、強くて少し怖い響きの形容詞です。人の性格に使うと、冷酷や情け容赦ないというニュアンスになりますが、スポーツやビジネスの文脈では、徹底的で妥協しないというポジティブな意欲や強さを表すこともあります。少し強めの単語ですが、上手に使えばかっこよく響く語彙です。
And they are just so ruthless. And they are just so ruthless. They are just full on force.
フルオンは何かを遠慮なく全開で行う様子をカジュアルに表現できる言葉です。これはフルオンの〇〇だという形で完全に〇〇だ、本格的な〇〇だといったニュアンスを出すことができます。日常会話や映画、ドラマでもよく登場し、勢いや強さを感じさせる便利なフレーズです。特に若者の会話やスポーツ実況で品質なので、よく耳にするでしょ
う。They are just full on force. They are just full on force. I think his confidence would have been even more shattered.
シャッターは何かがバラバラに壊れることを表す動詞で、物理的な破壊にも、感情や夢などの比喩的な意味にも使えます。過去分詞、シャッタードは、精神的、肉体的に、ボロボロや、ヘトヘトな状態を表す形容詞として、日常会話でもよく登場します。例えば、I'm shattered といえば、超疲れた。もう限界という意味になります。スポーツ、恋愛、失敗など多様な文脈で活躍する語です。
I think his confidence would have been even more shattered. I think his confidence would have been even more shattered. Sometimes physicality can hamper this team badly.
ハンパーは何かの進行や達成を妨げる、邪魔をするという意味の動詞です。日本語の足を引っ張る、スムーズに進まないようにするといったニュアンスに近く、例えば天候、環境、感情、制限などが進行を妨げるときに使います。フォーマルな印象があるため、ニュース記事やビジネス文書、トイックの長文読解でも品質します。似た表現に、ヒンダーやオブストラクトなどがありますが、ハンパーはもう少し自然で柔らかめのトーンで使えるのが特徴です。
Sometimes physicality can hamper this team badly. Sometimes physicality can hamper this team badly. It's just that Asian Cup was a massive downgrade on their stock.
ダウングレードオンワンズストックという表現は、もともと株式に対する格下げ評価から来たものですが、ビジネスやスポーツ、芸能などの話題で、人の評価について比喩的に使われることが多いです。例えば、選手の評価が下がる。 チームの価値が落ちたなどの意味で使い、フォーマルな記事や分析文で品質します。特に、オンワンズストックという形で使うことで、まるで株式のように、人間の価値や、チームの印象が変動することを巧みに表しています。かっこいい言い回しなので、上級者が使うと映えるでしょ
It's just that Asian Cup was a massive downgrade on their stock. It's just that Asian Cup was a massive downgrade on their stock. But I'm really intrigued to see, will they keep going with...
インテリグは、知的な好奇心やミステリアスな魅力に、ぐっと惹かれるような時に使う動詞です。興味深い。面白そうという感覚を少しフォーマルに、知的に伝えたい時にぴったりです。また、名詞や古風な文脈では、陰謀や策略といった意味も持つので、映画や小説のタイトルによく使われます。ミステリーやサスペンスが好きな人には、非常に馴染みのある語になります。
But I'm really intrigued to see, will they keep going with... But I'm really intrigued to see, will they keep going with... Everybody wrote them off.
ライトオフはビジネス英語と日常英語の両方で使われる多義的な表現です。ビジネスでは損失計上するという意味になり、日常では見限る、価値がないとみなすといったニュアンスで使われます。誰かをライトオフするときは、その人にもう期待していない、チャンスがないと判断しているときであり、文脈によって冷たい表現にも聞こえるため、使い方には注意が必要です。
Everybody wrote them off. Everybody wrote them off. I cannot put all my eggs into the Japan basket and...
Put all one's egg into one basket という表現は、リスクを分散せず、一つに全てをかけてしまうことを警告する英語のことわざです。直訳すると、全ての卵を一つのカゴに入れるとなりますが、卵を一つのカゴに入れると、カゴが落ちた時に全部割れてしまうというイメージから来ています。投資、キャリア、恋愛など、どんな場面でも使える表現で、特にアドバイスや警告をするときに自然に使えます。
I cannot put all my eggs into the Japan basket. I cannot put all my eggs into the Japan basket. And...
いかがでしたか？前回の動画でも言っていましたが、層の厚さは特に特筆していて、結果にも現れており、それが、これまでの日本代表との大きな違いであり、ワールドカップで次のレベルに行くのにも、今の日本に期待できるポイントでもあるのだと感じますね。議論の余地はないほど、アジアではダントツで最強のチームであり、ワールドカップ前に、他の強豪国との対戦が必須であると話し、そういう強豪国に対して、明らかに変わるべき戦い方をどのようにするのか、どのようにワールドカップ仕様で戦うのかがポイントになる、とも言っているようですが、まさに、これからがワールドカップの本戦に向けた準備が始まるのでしょうから、そういう点についても、これから楽しみたいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。